This shoe is giving me incredible balance. I'm going to show you techniques, training methods, and even master strategies just to help you improve faster. 99% of people are missing the athletic position, which serves to many different sport fields. So this is the athletic position, having your legs spread apart, your knees bent, your spine squeezed in between your back muscle, and a small hinge to the front. This is where you throw a basketball, this is where you hit baseball, and this is the basic stance in capoeira. From here you step backwards and you come back. This is where you kick, queixada form. But in capoeira we have a similar position called the baboon. It's the same thing but going into horizontal or almost horizontal. In this case you stick your bum out and you keep a straight spine. So first flex your abs, bend your knees, and then go down into 90 degrees. Now you can train going with one pec towards the knee, then the other one, then coming back up, sideways, and you need to feel freedom through this movement. Most will probably have difficulty and will have their back hunch. And this is also a great way to work your legs. The reason this shoe is so helpful is probably not what you think. I grew up mostly barefoot and I have a pretty wide feet, and this shoe is called the barefoot shoe, and it enables me to feel as if I'm not wearing any shoes, because if you're using any sort of a Nike shoes or Adidas, they most probably squeeze your toes together. So just imagine standing on a feet that's squeezed versus a feet that's flat open. It gives me a wider surface, my foot, to utilize in my movement. It's simple logic. The first training method is using capoeira movements to warm up and to loosen your body. Try to do this for 10 repetitions and your body is going to be ready for any capoeira action. If you're feeling not talented, that's okay, because I'm not talented as well. I started capoeira when I was 9 years old and I had a hard time coordinating my hands with my feet. That's why I created a free video guide you can find in the description box that will teach you how to use hand attacks to set up kicks and takedowns. The first technique for this video is going to be flinch attack. Flinch is when you make someone cover his face or react in an unwanted way. If you get a person to flinch, it will be easy to hit him or to take him down right after, because he won't be ready. He's already reacted in an unnatural way he didn't plan. Now he's frozen and you can do any type of movement while he won't be able to react. So in order to understand how to get someone to flinch, you start with this movement. You need to relax your body and turn from side to side, turning your face, your eyes together with the movement, and keep your hands loose. Next, you're going to do the same, but at a certain point, I want you to speed up one of the movements, like so. In capoeira, a lot of the kicks start with entrada, this step. So now you're going to use this step in order to get the person to flinch. So from here, invading the space between you and your opponent will definitely get him to react and most likely either dodge or go backwards. This master strategy is going to make you so dominant in a fight or in a game. Let's say this is a roda, this is a circle or a ring. We have a 360, right? So if I'm over here and my opponent is standing in front of me, each one of us have 1/2 of the circle, 180. What I want you to do is try to block your opponent's space and conquer as much space as possible. So if I'm standing here, I have all of these and he's trapped in the corner. Now he doesn't have a lot of options to do. He'll probably feel tied up and he'll try to recover and go from either side. Now I know that, so I'm going to set up different trap. In case he goes for that side, I'm gonna have the martello. In case he goes for that side, I'm gonna have the gancho. Capoeira players need to feel very comfortable going to the ground. So my tip for you is whenever you get to the ground, place your palm gently, not placing your whole palm with all of your weight at one spot. Approach the floor either with the heel of your palm over here or with the fingers. Think of a tripod. You can use this basic drill to focus your awareness on the way you place your hands on the ground. So you go sideways as naturally as possible. Place first the heel of the hand, then bring the base leg up in the air, turn sideways, reverse it, and come back up diagonally, go down to the other side. The next thing you should be aware is breathing while moving. When going down, you most likely be exhaling, and when coming back up, you're going to inhale. So you can use this drill again, but this time try adding a spin like so, going down, exhaling, inhale, lifting your leg up off the floor, turn sideways now, exhale, going down, inhale, going up with your pelvis, turn, exhale, come back up, inhale. This will really help keep your nervous system relaxed and will help you reserving your energy so you can keep on playing or fight for a longer period without getting exhausted. A very common problem I see is people losing their balance when coming off the ground, something like this. From here, they're having a hard time to come back up without losing balance. That's mostly because you need to have your knees bent and your foot planted before leaving the ground. So let's say I'm using Minha Lua com Passo. A lot of people will try to come up on one leg. That's pretty difficult. You need first to plant the other leg on the ground and only then come back up. In order to help you balance on difficult kicks like this one, gancho, you need to have your knee bent. That way your center of mass is closer to the ground and you can use one more joint in order to stabilize this unstable structure. In capoeira, we mostly use our legs to attack, but there's also hand attacks. What 99% of people are missing is using the head as another tool to attack. In capoeira, we have different headbutts. So one way you can use a headbutt is fake as if you're going to attack with a kick and then cut off the movement and go for a straight headbutt hitting with the top of your head. Headbutts are mostly aimed towards the chest, the ribs, or most dangerously, the face and the nose. Be very careful when applying headbutt towards the face. A common mistake I see my students when trying to balance on a headstand is that they put their forehead on the ground, and that way they are very diagonal and it's impossible to stay in a headstand. Try to put this part over here where the hair starts. When talking about Vingativa takedown, 99% of people are making the mistake where they push the opponent outside of their trap instead of pushing him backwards on top of their leg, their trap. When talking about Izoa, the most important thing that people are missing is the angle which you place your hand. Most people have their hand in front of them, and that makes them fall forward when trying to take the partner again back on top of your foot, which is tripping him. So when going for Chizoa takedown, place your hand sideways instead of in front of you. You can see I have my base leg over here. I'm going to place my hand at the same spot. When playing capoeira, every player needs to know that he needs to leave one of his ears next to the berimbau and understand when the berimbau calls chamada, it's this one. That means you need to pay attention to what's going on. It might be the teacher calling both players to come back for different types of reasons, or it might be a signal for the both players to shake hands and finish their game. This topic is super crucial. What makes a good capoeira player is 3 pillars: having a group or a teacher where you can learn, practicing at home, and thirdly, applying it in real time in sparring session or in a roda or just some friends meeting up to play each other. I see number 2, practicing at home, is the most essential step for improving faster in capoeira. That's why I created so many videos on this channel to help you becoming an autodidact, a person who can train at home at his own time. That's one of the main factors in order to cut the learning curve. 99% of people are missing the most basic thing about the capoeira basic stance, the ginga. If you watch closely, you'll see I'm going back, front, sideways, back, front, sideways. A lot of people simply have this kind of mistake, going directly sideways, and this totally changes the way you play. In order to improve faster, you need to understand that you're getting taken down because you're static. Let's say you've kicked Armada. Now you see an incoming attack. You go backwards and then you freeze. I've seen this so many times. In this moment, when you freeze, your opponent is going to take advantage over you and sweep your leg or take both of your legs using tesoura. Capoeira player needs to always be mobile. Static moves like handstands or headstands where there's no movement are usually used in capoeira shows. Another understanding that has been super helpful for me to improve is the ginga concept. You see, here my hands are opposite to my legs. I have my left hand to the front and my right leg to the front. It's just like walking. It's natural. Same when kicking a ball. Watch this position. This is ginga. If I place my leg on the ground, this is simply ginga. So in every movement and every kick, try to understand how the hands are walking oppositely from the legs. Investing in developing great handstand will help you so much in capoeira because there are a lot of use of cartwheels. You can then use cartwheel to attack, or you can change directions if needed, like so. Another master strategy that I don't want you to miss is training the basics every day, because you simply cannot keep on progressing if your base doesn't stay strong and stable. Don't forget to check out the free video guide in the description. You can find the basics in this playlist I created, working on the 4 basic round kicks, the 4 basic straight kicks, and the 4 basic dodges.